Hey gang, it's JC and this is your Daily Dose for Monday, October 25th, 2010. A cooperative venture with Mind Active in beautiful downtown Brentwood. The street lights are still on. It's early in the morning. I put on a clean shirt. This having a job is for the birds. Alright, you can get us on your mobile phone. You can check the archives top of the page. Eye Candy archives bottom of the page. Of course, Dave's weather forecast and the audio on iTunes. This is the first day of the rest of my life. We're on the air starting, well, actually, by the time you will see this, we will probably have completed our first show on the Big 550 KTRS, 10 until 1 o'clock every day. If you can't listen, you can get us on your mobile phone. You can get us on your smartphone if you just download the app, Tune In Radio, $1.99, 40,000 radio stations from around the world, and a 2-hour record function. That ain't bad. You can also listen online at ktrs.com. Of course, the new lineup on the radio station includes, well, today Smash is going to be in there with me, and we're going to sort of kick things off. Every Tuesday, it'll be Eric Mink. Every Wednesday, it's the girls, Gina Curry, formerly of Fox 2 and ABC 30. She'll be in there along with area broadcaster Laura Marshall and news director at KTRS, Victoria Babu. She used to be on Channel 5 too, and Channel 2. Thursday, professional comedian Joe Marlotti. And on Friday, Smash will be there for his regular day. All right, Joe Buck, live for the World Series, is our first guest today on KTRS. As I said, by the time you see this, that will probably have already concluded. Tomorrow, Tuesday, it'll be Russ Mitchell from CBS News. On Wednesday, it looks like we're going to have Dave Murray in, and then I'm working on something for Thursday. And then if everything goes right on Friday, we're going to have Super Dave Osborne. All right, boy, a week from tomorrow, and this is over. These crummy TV commercials. You can't even watch TV anymore. I've gotten to the point now where I don't watch anything live, put everything on the DVR, and skip past all these abhorrent political ads. But it's all over a week from tomorrow. By the way, I was up all night, and you know, maybe you're thinking, oh, he's nervous about his first radio show on the new station. Not really. I was up all night. I was just laying there thinking to myself, if I had a Patriot sunroom, how would I use it? All right, Mizzou beats #1 Oklahoma. How fun was that? The Giants beat the Phillies, so they meet the Texas Rangers in the World Series. No Yankees, no East Coast teams in the World Series. Weather was great all weekend, and please, I don't want to hear people complaining about the Rams game yesterday. What I've been telling you since late summer, this is not about a one-loss record. They're not going to the Super Bowl. They're not going to the playoffs, regardless of what some of the 24-hour sports talk radio stations, I can say they'd be 8-8 and make the playoffs. Not going to make the playoffs this year, okay? This is about improvement. And when you are leading and about to win a game, up until the last 10 seconds of the game, and you only won one game last year, and you've stunk for like the last 8 years, this is improvement. You should be happy with the outcome of yesterday's game. It's not about one-loss records this year. It's about improvement. All right. Let's go to the show business news. Russell Brand and Katy Perry got married over the weekend. The photographers were sent on a wild goose chase, or should I say a wild lions and tigers and bears and leopards and that sort of stuff. There was some sort of wildlife thing, like it was like one of these zoo type things where the animals are running around, and the photographers, the paparazzi, were like, oh, they're going to go there, let's go chase them. Well, at some point there was some sort of scuffle between the bodyguards for Katy Perry and Russell Brand and the photographers, and punches were thrown. There was blood flowing from a couple of photographers. It makes it such a happy wedding day. And then on top of it, they stole some guy's car and left him in the wildlife refuge. You know, plus he's bleeding. You know, animals can sometimes smell blood. So look for some nice lawsuits on your wedding day. Sandra Bullock, Meryl Streep, and Oprah may get together to do a movie about the Home Shopping Network. Boy, that one stinks from here, doesn't it? Plus, they got the director from Sex and the City. Wow, it's even better. Here's your show business trivia question of the day. Sylvester Stallone or Bruce Willis? Who has killed more people in their movies? You're thinking, aren't you? Well, it's not even close. Sylvester Stallone in his movies has killed a total of 340 guys. Bruce Willis only 200. But Willis killed 58 in all of the Die Hard movies. Nice job there. All right, what do we got? Sheets of paper all over the place. There's a point in every relationship, and we hit that point in ours here at the palatial Corcoran Mansion a long time ago, where both people sort of subconsciously decide they know everything there is to know about the other person, and at that point they pretty much stop paying attention. That is what a psychologist from Indiana University is saying. His name is Peter Todd. He just finished a massive study. In the study, he quizzed new couples made up of people between the ages of 19 to 32, and then he did the same thing with people 62 to 78. He found that the younger, newer couples knew more about each other's preferences and about each other. And I love this. Everything from food, movies, and kitchen design. Ugh. Todd has a few theories as to why this happens. I don't really care what they are because we already knew what he told us. People are broke. And, I don't know what people are eating because a lot of people don't have jobs. Sometimes there was a double income, now there's one. Sometimes there's no income, and people are just waiting for jobs to come along again. And so, according to Country Living, people are trying to figure out a way to not throw out so much food. That's one of the things I hate to do. I think that's why I got fat for a while, because I just hate throwing out food, whether it's on my plate or the stuff that goes in the refrigerator, and then you come back a week later and you're like, oh, geez, I forgot this was in here, and now I got to throw it out. It's no good anymore. All right, according to Country Living, here's some tips. Store cottage cheese or sour cream upside down. Why would you do that? Well, it creates a vacuum that keeps bacteria from growing. Just make sure the lid is on tight before you do it. Number 2, use paper towels to line the bottom of your vegetable drawer in your refrigerator. Why? Because they absorb the extra moisture, and that's what makes vegetables rot. Didn't know that. Number 3, before you put a block of cheese away, spread butter on the end you cut from. It helps seal in the moisture. And you know that we are a fat nation when we are putting butter on our cheese. Number 4, make vegetables crunchier with a bowl of ice water. You can make carrots, celery, radishes, that sort of stuff crunchy again. You put in a bowl of ice water along with a slice from a raw potato, and they get crunchy again. Number 5, never throw away honey. It doesn't even matter what it looks like. It doesn't go bad even if it's cloudy. It just means it's crystallizing, but you can turn it back into honey by running the bottle under hot water. And finally, don't separate bananas until you're ready to eat them. They just last longer if you keep them in a bunch. I know I'm starting to sound like Heloise here. All right, as I said, by the time you are watching this, I will have completed my first show on KTRS. I'm going to go a little bit into the philosophy of what's going on and what I'm doing. First of all, the carousel of co-hosts. People are speculating that there's something sinister about this, and there isn't. It's exactly what I said. One of the rare instances where I'm telling the truth completely. I don't know what I want or even what I need on this new show. It's more structured, more formatted, because you have to have, weather and news and stuff coming in from the network, and it's a little more structured than the shows that I'm used to doing. I don't really know how I'm going to handle that or how I'm going to play with that, and I honest to God don't know. So these are my friends, Smash and Gina and all the people that I've mentioned, the people that I know in the business, and they got a little free time right now, so they're available, and they're like, sure, I'll come and help you out. And that's really what it is. They're helping me out till I figure out what exactly it is that I want to do. Now, what are we going to do on the show? Very simple. If you look around from 10 in the morning till 1, which is what time I'm going to be on, you start looking around, and it's all conservative talk show hosts going on about, healthcare, Obama, taxes, Social Security. Well, there's enough of that stuff out there, just from a pure counter-programming standpoint. And if you want that stuff, you can get it on the big old grand scale with all those, guys. Yeah. So that doesn't make any sense as far as I'm concerned to go in there and talk politics. The other thing is, why KTRS? Well, because FM radio has been ruined. The consultants and these people with this, about not a year and a half ago, the industry plugged in the first new ratings system in 50 years. And it has turned the industry upside down, and it has specially ruined FM rock radio. So until or unless they figure out something to do. But to correct that and make FM radio what it was again, I just don't have any interest in participating. So talk radio for me is the perfect thing. I've been doing talk radio. I just haven't been doing it on talk radio stations. But I've been doing it for 25 years. So now I'm going to do it on a talk radio station. So what's the big deal? And on the show today, and maybe we'll get into it, I don't know if I'll get into it today or tomorrow on KTRS, but the political climate in this country has turned into something that reminds me of a bad post-marital situation after a divorce. And I'll talk about that at some point too. All right, Larry King tonight has Clarence Thomas's other girlfriend. This was the one before the whole Anita Hill thing and his wife sitting there with Danforth and the whole thing. This was the other girlfriend who said, oh yeah, Anita Hill is absolutely right. Clarence was obsessed with porn. His favorite film was Ho versus Wade. All right, I made that part up. All right, we got new stuff for you on the Video Village today. Our new radio show goes on the air today, and in August of 1993, it was David Letterman's new show going on the air on CBS here in St. Louis. He was sort of traipsing around, doing interviews, fooling around with Trish Brown. You're going to see this today. And then we also did a satellite interview with him on the day that the new show on CBS back in 1993 was debuting. So you're going to see that piece with David Letterman on the Video Village this week. The Wayback Machine, well, you know, Margie Ellisor, I'm told, might be out for the rest of the year with some health issues. She's got some throat problems and stuff like that. She's on Fox 2 now, of course. She actually began her career back in 1998 on Channel 4. Where do you see the big hair on Margie Ellisor? Get well, Margie. We all want you to come back. All right, JC's Eye Candy today. There's a Texas television station, and the weather guy's doing the weather. Now, you watch this guy's weather forecast, and you tell me after looking at it, what's pointing at Mexico. All right, so we'll leave it at that. That's it. JC's Daily Dose for what is a new day, Monday, October 25th, 2010, a new chapter in the life and career of yours truly. All right, that's it. The Daily Dose for the 25th of October, 2010, a cooperative venture with Mind Active in beautiful downtown Brentwood. In the meantime, we've beaten this one to death. Have a good one. See you later. Bye.